Can I have my coffee?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you can ask, I can have. Hi, I'm Lim Eng Lam. I'm the founder of Nanyang Old Coffee. We founded Nanyang Old Coffee in 2007, and we've been around for 16 years now. We all grew up drinking coffee without realizing that actually our coffee is very unique. A lot will say, oh, Western coffee is better, but traditional coffee is not as good. But I think otherwise, our traditional coffee can be that good. Singapore coffee is very unique and it has its own character, so different from the world. In the past, where visitors come to Singapore, we was only say, oh, let's have chili crab, let's have chicken rice. You never say, hey, let's have a cup of coffee before you go back. So we hope to actually pass down and promote our own traditional coffee. So we have been doing that for 10 over years. Why I decided to start up Nanyang Old Coffee? Actually, one day, my uncle came to me and said, hey, can you help in the factory? At that time, it was a family-run coffee factories. He was diagnosed with cancer, so he don't want the factories to actually pass away together with him. My uncle's biggest dream is he want to have a shop that sells his own coffee. When I stepped into the coffee factory, I'm 40 years old and I know nothing about coffee. Before I joined, I ran a design house and event company. So I use what I learned from the design part and apply into Nanyang Old Coffee. And that's where Nanyang Old Coffee is born. What is the difference between our Singapore traditional coffee and the Western gourmet coffee? Can I get my pot?
Can, of course.
Our traditional coffee is hand brewed. So this is our brewing pot. This is our serving pot. This rolling pin is just to mix the water and the powder together. Some say it's socks. It's our strainers that we actually filter off the coffee powders. Our coffee bean is raised with a thin layer of sugar. So it blocks off all the oxygens. So our coffee beans can stay fresh for a longer period of time. It is kind of like a natural packaging. And then we use these methods over the years and until today. Gourmet coffee normally are not as strong as our traditional coffee. We usually use a lot of Robusta. We also actually formulate with Arabica and another bean called Liberica. So it creates a different kind of taste. Singapore coffee actually, we learn it from the British. So when the Hainanese actually came to Singapore, they worked for the British families. So that's where they actually learned how to make coffee. And from there, the Hainanese actually started to sell coffee and then they opened coffee shops all around Singapore. I'm very passionate about not just coffee, but heritage in Singapore. Maybe I'm quite old at heart, not young at heart. I like the old things. I mean, the world actually invented a lot of new coffee machines. But I think for us, we still prefer very basic kind of brewing methods. And there's no machines that actually can replace. Every cup of our coffee is tailor-made to individual kind of preference.
Coffee with sugar, with milk, or no sugar? With milk, no sugar.
With sugar and no milk.
With sugar, no milk. Thank you, is a black coffee. Black coffee. The coffee all. Black coffee. Okay.
And I think our ordering lingo is amazing. Just in one coffee ordering, you have so many languages and dialects. So it's just like, oh, I want kopi C, I want kopi O Siu Tai, you know. So we will actually do according to what you like. People think that coffee is just coffee. But a coffee shop is a place where people communicate or they bond together, and then they exchange ideas. This is a thing that is so Singapore. We live with this kind of coffee culture. So in a cup of coffee, it's just not just a cup of coffee. There's memories, there are friendships, there are bonding, all happening in this coffee shop. And it is very sad that we see a lot of trade vanishing. Coffee is the last thing I want to see that become obsolete and we can't even drink a cup of coffee. It is not easy to actually attract younger generations to come into our trades. To reach out to more audience, I think social media is one of them. We have our own Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We need to actually create a new purpose for the new era. We have to innovate the system. We have to actually put in more attention into the service, the ambience. We're coming up with more experiences, not just to have a cup of nice coffee, but they can also actually experience the whole process. To create a traditional coffee awareness, we conduct our traditional coffee appreciation workshop. So it's a very kind of relaxed way, you learn about our history and culture. And then you also actually get to brew your own coffee. So we do for schools, we do for companies, so that all this heritage will be passed down. We also actually have a museum behind. This is a museum that you actually smell the coffee, you can actually taste the coffee, and then you also actually get to see some of the olden day stuff. We see parents that actually bring their kids over, but it's to share, that is daddy last time, this is what we play, this is what we have, we don't have computers, these are the typewriters. And when they bring their elderly here, I tell you, there's so many things that they can actually talk about. And then in a way, we are creating a lot of talking topics amongst generations. It's also a way that we actually pass down the heritage. What we hope to have is that we can actually bring our coffee out of these small islands to the world, and to have other people in the world that are able to actually taste our own Singapore coffee every day. Back then, during my time, I still can talk to elderly that's 90 years old, where they know exactly how the coffee tastes like, what is the culture, what do they actually do in the coffee shop. But if we don't do it now, get all the records, our next generations, it is difficult for them to revive all the history and culture back again. Sometimes it's just a very casual words from our customers. They say, I really like your coffee. I mean, when you heard that, it's like, all the hard work we have put in, that someone is appreciating it. So that's most rewarding. So I think right now, coffee status is getting higher and higher. So this is something that we like to see. Of course, I can't say we are the one, but we contributed. We contributed. So I'm glad I actually managed to actually work on it and hold on to the business until today. To me, I'll do my very best to promote our coffee. We've been doing it for 16 years. We will keep on doing it and create more exciting programs so that they can enjoy by learning the heritage that we have. This is what I hope for. It's just like an unpolished gem that is waiting to be polished. So when it's polished, it will actually shine. So this is what I hope we can do to make our coffee shine and be loved by all the coffee lovers. Okay.